Good morning, everyone. I'm Doriana Chirico from University of Sassari, Italian partner of RETIT, European project which aims to improve the treatment of victims of sexual violence in European legal systems. Today, we are so glad to have the opportunity to meet Monique Anderson and Evelien Claes, our colleagues from University of Leuven, project partners. Good morning, Monique and Evelien.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. From a quite grey Leuven on this July morning.
Okay. Among the most important deliverables of the retreat project are the practice standards. How could we describe this document?
Okay, shall I start, Evelien?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the practice standards, it's a capacity building tool, and the primary public for this tool are judicial professionals, so judges, prosecutors, lawyers, police officers, and just generally other justice professionals who come into contact with women victims of sexual violence. So the tool is tailored to the needs of those particular justice professionals, but it can also be applied to a broader public, so a broader range of professionals. So essentially any professional who in the course of their work would come into contact with women victims of sexual violence might find something of interest in this document. So hopefully it's a useful tool and it provides a framework, and it's a framework for supporting those women through the criminal justice system. And the aim is to really strengthen justice processes and to help achieve better justice outcomes.
Yeah, and we included 9 practice standards, which are all non-binding. So it's more of a personal or organizational commitment to them, basically. And the document not only presents the practice standards, but also provides a section of supplementary information that explains why the practice standard was included based on research, theory, and legal documents. And it gives also practical examples of how professionals could apply these standards during their working practice as well.
Wow. You say that they are tailored to the needs of justice professionals. How so?
Okay, so essentially justice professionals have a very specific role in upholding the law and in achieving justice. So consequently, they're not only required to maintain very high professional and ethical standards, but also be seen to be doing so. So the professional standards presented in the document, they are founded on a number of guiding principles, and these describe the ethos and provide the framework of values. The guiding principles refer to the particular role that justice professionals fulfill, but also the context, that's the judicial, the legal context within which they carry out their tasks. And the guiding principles that we've included are independence, impartiality, integrity, equality, and the final one is competence and diligence.
Yeah, and also we try to show that it's not something completely new that we propose. So we included important synergies in the document with national and international documents that justice professionals may already be familiar with, such as the Bangalore Principles of Judicial Conduct from the United Nations, but also Greek, Italian national codes of conduct for lawyers, a code of ethics for Spanish police force, for example. So the practice standards do fit with these principles that are already in place, but they are more applied to our target group, which is victims of sexual violence.
And how did you arrive at the practical standards?
So we arrived at the practice standards through a combination of both desk research and information from practice, namely interviews with practitioners. As part of the desk research that we conducted previously within the Retreat project, we compiled a best practices report. And in that report, we describe indicators of best practice, and we call these KEEPs, or key elements of effective practice. So following on from the categorization that we used in that report, the practice standards in this guide are also arranged under the same headings and under the same, in line with the KEEPs that we've already drawn upon.
Yeah, and I think an important aspect of the process is also that the first draft was examined by justice professionals in Greece, Italy, and Spain during national meetings. And feedback from those meetings was incorporated into the final document. So that way we could see how well these practice standards were actually tailored for people working in the field. And I think that was really valuable as well.
Yeah, yeah. Can you say something more about the KEEPs?
So we have 9 key elements of effective practice, and they're arranged under 3 main thematic categories, or we refer to them as clusters. So the first cluster is around knowledge orientation. So it's really about the sort of knowledge that professionals need to understand the phenomenon of sexual violence and also the context within it, from which it arises. Cluster 2 we call practice orientation. So these are sort of things about practically working with women victims of sexual violence. And then our third cluster we call system orientation. So these are more organizational level factors that are important. And then we have 9 practice standards in the document, and they are based on these KEEPs.
Okay, and can you give us some example of these practical standards?
Yes, so for example, under the first cluster, knowledge orientation, we've got 2 different practice standards. So for the first practice standard in this category, it's that professionals will seek to understand the phenomenon of sexual violence, and that professionals will strive to familiarize themselves with the different types and the characteristics that are typical of this type of harm. And then, for example, also under that same cluster, knowledge orientation, the second practice standard is that professionals will seek to understand the contexts of sexual violence. So by this, we mean the social, legal context, and also global crises, for example, the impact of the COVID-19 crisis. So professionals will seek to understand the context of sexual violence within which these types of harm can take place. And also that professionals will strive to familiarize themselves with how sexual violence manifests in, for example, online, but also in real life environments.
Yeah, and I will give another example. So for example, under cluster 3, the system orientation, we have 3 practice standards, which are professionals will commit to improving service quality and delivery. They will commit to appropriate cooperation with other professional services and organizations to improve victim experiences, but also achieve best evidence and to reach eventually the best justice outcomes. And the third is that professionals will commit to participating in training and professional development in order to enhance and develop skills, understanding, and awareness about the topic.
Can you say something about the supplementary information that is provided?
Yes, so for example, in cluster 2, and that's practice orientation, one of the practice standards that we find there is that professionals will seek to understand the barriers to the availability of and access to services, including the individual barriers, interpersonal barriers, organizational and socio-cultural barriers, and that professionals will commit to working to reduce these barriers. So alongside that practice standard, we provide supplementary information. So this explains something about these barriers that sexual violence victims face when they're trying to access services and justice. For example, we touch on self-blame as a barrier and how that manifests in how victims do and do not access services. And this supplementary information that we provide is taken from the desk research that we did, but also from interviews that were done from the different country reports.
Yeah, and besides the additional information that we provide, we also provide some suggestions for practical applications of the practice standard. So, for example, for this practice standard that Monique just explained about the availability and access to services, we suggest that, for example, justice professionals would critically appraise their organizational context and take steps to minimize factors that reduce the availability of and access to their organizational services. So that's just one example.
Thank you very much, Evelien and Monique, for this interview, which allowed us to learn more about this important tool in the field of sexual violence. Please note that all the detail about the project and the national initiative can be found on our website, www.sexualviolencejustice.eu. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and on our Facebook page. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Bye.
Bye.